Hello and welcome in. I am Miss Kinghorn and we are back here in Outside the Blocks, and today we're kind of doing a little bit more of a step-by-step tutorial. I'm going to talk you through my processes, what I love about the game, what I think needs to have a little bit of a tweak, and yeah, we're going to build a really nice wintry snow globe with the game. So yeah, sit back, enjoy. I have got some notes, but most of these I'm just going to be doing improv. So yeah, you might also be able to tell I am still under the weather. This was pre-recorded, so yeah, have at it. Into there. I'm sorry. I'm always ill. Anyway, we are going to be starting off with our small, medium, I guess, sized circular dome into here, and we're going to go for a triangular base in here for our snow globe, and we're going to go through and find a nice colour. Oh, we have some wood tones. I didn't even know we had these. I kind of just stopped at the colours before. What have we got? These would look actually really, really nice. Oh, I'm thinking we go for like a really nice wood tone. I think something like that would look gorgeous for the bottom of our snow globe. Okay, first thing that I think needs to kind of change is this section here. This is the dome category. I'll come back to it once we've actually built it. I feel like placing it here means I can only build like, and then it's like, oh okay, I'm gonna build it that big. It then means that I can only build a certain height, and I don't know what colour I want and things like that. So I'm just going to leave that off for now. We'll come back to it into there. But along the bottom here, you have 9 tabs. These are your display, sculpting, terrain, weather, building, materials, lighting, camera, and capture. And then obviously along both sides you have presets and things like that. We'll go through those as we go along, but we're going to jump over into sculpting, which we already did. Into here we're looking at our pre-flats. We have a kind of semi-flat with a little bit of hills coming through. If you click on these again, they do actually change, so there is a couple of presets for each sort of style. Into that we have a river, canyon, and then a plateau, which basically is very high. You can obviously change these all down. You can lower it or raise it up if you want to. Dune in there, so really nice hilly but kind of nice areas. Is that one. Hills into there, and we've also got a ridge, which it's probably better shown that way. And then we also have a mountain, which is very nice into there. Now I'm going to go for a plane into here, and I'm actually going to sculpt it a little bit, just because I want quite a nice flat area to actually work off. I don't particularly like that one. That one is looking slightly better. Right, so I'm going to align, and I'm going to take that height there. I'm just going to cut that down slightly onto there. And I don't really particularly all flat, but I do. Oh, where does this stops over there? Okay. I do want a nice area where we can build, kind of at the back, preferably, into there. And then I'm gonna just smooth that little section down into there as well. And what I think I'm gonna do is sculpt it down, and we're gonna have it very small, and we're just going to dig, and I think we dig using, hold the alternative key, alt key I guess, in reverse. So we're just going to create a nice little section here. It's just a little bit lower into there, and then we're just going to smooth some of this out in there, like so. Right then, so that is that all done. What is that? There is a little hut. Let's go to you. Okay, into there. So that is now basically the terrain done on our snow globe. We're going to go, or the sculpting, sorry. Now we're going to go over to the terrain. In here, we have our water presets in here. I don't necessarily know if we have, yeah, so we can have obviously lots of water, but we can have just a small little section at the front here, which is what I really wanted. But I'm gonna go for lots of these different presets. So we have a grey puddle. I think that is probably going to be what I want in there. So we've just kind of got a couple of little pools at the front here into there, and then we also have the changing of the actual terrain. So we have our, what's the default? Grasslands, red clay, sandwood, ivy shade in there, which gives out gorgeous plants, I've got to be fair. Wetlands and homestead, harvest field, which looks gorgeous by the way, moorland and seaside. And now I'm going to go for moorlands in there, and I'm actually going to jump back to our sculpting because I would like to go for the terrain paint. So we have our soil, we have gravel, we have short foliage, and we have long foliage. Now I'm going to just get rid of some of these off the back section, just so that we have a little bit of clear room to kind of build through. And it also just allows me to see a little bit more into there. Now I'm going to keep some in the front, so I'm not going to get rid of all of this, but we're also going to gain some soil along the front here. I don't know what this is doing. It's sort of changing it from soil to like, yeah, I'm not sure I like that. What is the gravel? Ah, the gravel is the one I want. Okay. Okay. So change that up to a smaller one, which is going to have a nice little kind of path, just sort of meandering through along the front here. A little bit more. Okay, and then we can just place in some more longer at the front here, like so. Okay, and I'm gonna fix that issue and just make this all flat at the back here, because clearly I missed that the first time out. Anyway, right, weather. Now we do have the ability to make it rain or make it snow into there. Now we are going to have snow. You can obviously change the coverage into here, and also the ambient, so we can make it more snowy or less snowy into there. Now we are going to have lots of snow, lots of coverage, but I'm going to switch that off for now. We also can change the fog in here and the wind strength to make it very windy. I'm going to turn it off for now, and then we'll place it on when we finished. This is another one that I think should have been at the end, just so that it gives you a little bit more buildability rather than sort of changing weather and things like that. But first of all, let's get on to actually building. So we kind of have half of this snow dome to work from, so we're going to create a wall, a nice little building. Okay, I would like you to go 45 degrees, and how do I change the angle? There we go. I was like, right, I'm actually going to place this just there, just so that I can sort of see how much I need into there. Right, so we're going to come across, and hopefully that's not coming too far into there. No, that's fine. Right, I have changed some of the hotkeys around, so if you notice that I'm not using the right ones, it's because I'm left-handed, so my mouse is in my left hand. Basically, the keyboard is controlled by my right hand. Excuse me. Sorry, I said I was ill. And that just... Oh, you're not going to line up now. Hang on. Why do you not line up? Why? That is just rude. It's because I took the wrong one off, didn't I? There we go. There. I think that's what I want. No. Oh, you don't actually line up. No, that's the wrong button. It's G, that one. And now F. There. Okay, you're going to have to kind of just clip into each other. Really annoying. But anyway, right then. So that is going to be the start of our building. We're going to have a 2-story section. Hang on. We can just duplicate that and hopefully it doesn't line up. Why? Why do you not line up? No. Okay. It's okay. We can just start again. It's okay. These things happen. Into there. Right. That's fine. That's actually a little bit longer than what I wanted, but hey. If I just want this section to come out, can I not do that? It takes the whole thing. Hold on a second. I don't particularly I want this bit to come out as a little bit of an L shape, but can I get you to connect in? Oh, you don't line up. You're also too high. Is that right? Not quite, but you'll do. Okay. Right then, we're going to duplicate you onto the top. But you still don't line up. How is this not working? Okay, I think because of the way that the lines work, is there a way I can actually see these? I think it wants to go that way, doesn't it? Okay, we'll build it over here. It's fine. We can just build it here. And we can come out this way. That's okay. Right then. Hopefully you're gonna now like it a little bit more. Yes. Okay. I think we're gonna get somewhere this time around. Right then. Duplicate up there. Okay. We've got a building. Right then. This section here is going to be our... This section here is going to be our front door, which is there. This one here is going to be a nice big window. And then this over here I would like as 2 little windows. And we're going to have 2 little windows upstairs. And then this one I'm going to cut because that I would like to be a window. Like oh, how comes we have that door and only that door downstairs? I'm gonna go for that small window, and then in here I may end up having to split it again to come up with the windows. Yeah, those windows, and then I'm gonna change that one to a bit of a bigger window. Can I change that door to a nicer front door? Okay, so that's basically going to be our shell into there. We don't want a balcony. Right. So let's get our elevated roof up onto the top. Right then. this is way too big. Into there. And right then. No, not. Okay. We're going to cut you, and we're going to cut you, and we're going to join you. Okay, because I would like a nice little dormer, and a nice little dormer, and then in the middle there, yeah, we can go for a nice kind of roof feature like that. The back I'm going to leave flat into there, and then I'm hoping that we will be able to cut that down into there, no, cut, and cut. That's basically the size it has to be. And it's way too big. Okay, what if we placed that there? Can I cut you down but make you bigger? No. Oh, and it's got that really weird roof texture to it. Okay, what about this roof? No, not that way. We may have to have it like that, which kind of is a bit annoying at the back, but it gives me that roof texture, and it fits underneath there. I don't know, can I move? I can't raise them up into there, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I don't think I can place a window on the end here, can I? No. Okay, that's fine. Right then, so that is sort of coming together. Decorations wise, let's have a nice little fountain just out here by the front door. That looks quite cute. Just get that in there. I don't think that has any variants on it though. Okay, what have we got? We've got a dot. So these are small architectural fountains. We've got dog houses, we've got chicken coops, rabbit hutches, small sheds, big sheds, double sheds. We've got tents and sort of market stands as well, which could actually look quite cute just on the side here. Into there. And that looks quite nice. It's a nice little sort of lean-to. What I'm going to do is change the variants on this so that they are nice windows. Let's have the same one upstairs as well. And then on the back here, let's just kind of go for these big long windows. I think in the bottom I'm going to leave for now, and then we'll place let's go for these ones on that side as well. It is a very small, thin building, but it's designed to be. I think I would like to do quite a lot of landscaping and stuff at the front here as well. So now these are connected structures. So these all kind of lead on to each other. So you've got bridges, obviously you've got the top of the bridge, you have fence posts, you have gates, archways, things like that to go in there, and then you've got add-ons. So these connect to the building, so we can all have a set of stairs running up if we really wanted to sort of link to an upstairs door or something. I'm not entirely sure what is that. Oh, it's like a little sort of shade over the door. That's quite nice. I might place that. I like that quite there actually. I'm in the layers. Sorry, I'm trying to get quite close. into there. So some nice little window boxes maybe above there, and maybe on the dormers as well. To there. Oh, we actually have different variants of these. We have empty ones and ones with plants in. Let's place another one there. They're in the right. Yeah, they're equal. That's good. And let's place one just on the top up there, just to give it a nice little decorations. And because this is a market, we can. Oh, this is actually a really big sign. Let's place it there. And now we do have variants. What are we? That one. Can we turn you off? Are you that one off? Yes. Thank you. Right, so we have a fish, we have a barrel, we have I quite like that one, and now I think it is a little bit too high for what I wanted. There we go. Into there, and what is that? Oh, that's like a rope for like a pier or something. Okay. Oh, we have some nice big sort of huge big dormer windows. I like that on this side actually. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go back to that one. I'm going to attach you into there. I think that's connected. Yeah. Into there. So that's just going to light up gorgeously into there. We have some different roofs. We have some round rooms as well. So we have like castle sort of turrets and stuff like that. I am going to get in a gorgeous little chimney. I'm going to place that right at the top up there. Yeah. So that's just going to be a really nice one on there. We don't really need any more dormers. Don't need any of that. We have a nice little weather vane for the top. Why not? We don't have any different variants, so we just have to have a chicken, but that's fine. And we have some bunting. Now, who doesn't love a bit of bunting? Let's get that in there. It actually clips through to the... Oh, no, not that. I would like that, thank you. And change the variant. Okay, so we have like small, medium and large. Okay. That's kind of annoying. But okay. I don't particularly like that. Okay, and then we have like our water wheels and things like that. Props. Now this is where we go in. We can actually have a snowman. I think a nice little snowman out here would be a nice little touch, especially when we get in the sort of weather and things like that. I'm going to place another one just over here as well, because he's super cute. Do you come in variants? No. Okay. That's fine. That's kind of to be expected, to be fair. We also have some nice little boots. I'm going to place those just out here by the front door. Just down there. And we have lots of baskets and lots of sort of bags and things. I'm going to place under here. Right then. Oh, hello. There we go. I just want that kind of sitting on that pile there. Thank you. We could have some of this leaning up against there we go. We do actually have different variants. I'm going to go for that one. Looks a little bit different into there. And we have a campfire. We have some torches, which I think are going to be important. Let's place one there. I am going to come back through and change the variant of these to be that one, because I think a naked flame, when it snows, isn't actually going to go out. So that changes that in there, and then I also think we can get another one just in over here. So I'm going to change that too. He's a little bit higher, but that should be fine. And maybe just one here on that side. In there, I think that should be okay in there. Like so. What else have we got? We've got some coins. Don't really know why we want those. Or some board games, musical instruments, and then we have like shovels. Always a good one. Just lean that up against the side of the house. Nice little watering can. Why not? Now, I did say this was going to be a market stall. I'm thinking more of it just being like an outdoor storage out here for lots of different things. We even have beehives in here, and I might just place a little wheelbarrow under there as well, and folded rugs, and then we have some straw, compost, hay stands, and manure. Okay, not really thinking we need them. Animals, we've got a whole host. I don't think we really need any of those. They're not going to look very good. And I don't think there's any really Christmassy ones. There is deer, actually. There's deer calves, deer. So we could maybe have a little deer in here. Having a bit of scrub around. And maybe you can be laying down in there. Sorry. Okay, and then maybe just because it's cute, let's have a little baby. And you can be just like eating into there. So we have a little deer family in there. Yeah, I don't think there's any other kind of Christmassy ones in there. Right, now we're going to get in our Christmas trees naturally. Do these come in different? Right. Yeah. So lots of these sort of spruces coming through. I am conscious about what the dome's going to look like because it curves in to there. I'm trying to kind of keep the foreground a little bit more open. Into here. We also have some small pines. I think that one might be a bit better. I don't know where to place it. Okay. What other trees have we got? We've got birch, not really Christmassy, maple, poplar, spruce, pine. Pine, these ones don't have any leaves on those. They're not really evergreen. We have some elders, dog rose, hazel. These are quite small. These might be quite nice bushes actually to kind of get dotted around the place. Oh, actually we have big trees as well. But let's just go for some of these. Just kind of just to kind of give it a little bit more greenery coming through here and there. And let's get one over here in there. And then we also have a lilac which has some flowers on it. Okay, and now we have some lower vegetation. So we've got some herbs, sunflowers. I'm not going to pick out all of these. Grape yarns. We have some hydrangeas, always a nice little plant to get in. I don't know what these are going to look like in the snow, I've got to be honest. But yeah, a couple of those coming through. And some climbing ivy, always good. Does this mean we have ivy wide, ivy narrow, medium, trailing? or wide? Okay. I think a nice collection of ivy. Oh, it's different. There are different. Okay. I think. Oh, they are different ivies. Damn. Okay, I think that one we're going to have to get rid of you, and we're going to place. Into there. Now you have. Okay. That one. Okay, so that just kind of gives a really nice kind of combination. I'm wondering if I was to run it. I was like, I'll just run it underneath the door here. It kind of clips through. I think that'll probably have to do. It slightly clips, but it's not too bad. And then it's a different kind of ivy, which is so annoying. But okay. And we also have some branches, which I think we can probably put down. Just kind of lower those slightly into the terrain, especially around some of the trees and things like that. And then we have some stumps, these might be quite nice just out here. Don't think that's quite in the right place. There we go. That's now sitting on the floor. And then we also have some rocks and boulders. Now, I'm not entirely sure I really want any rocks. I think maybe along the front here, there's a little bit of sort of terrain that is clipping through into here. So let's... just get some of those. That might be a tad too tall. Into there. Obviously there are different sizes and different sort of, you have really big ones in here, and then you also have some other kind of smaller piles in there as well. I think maybe just one over here could work really nicely. Okay. Now we also have our collections. I've not set any of those up, or we have manuals on how to do different things in there as well. But now we're going to get into our presets. Now this is where I'm going to actually have two. So we're going to basically work on the ground floor, and then we'll change it to the upper floor later on. So I would like for here, do we have a section where I can actually see? Let's try and get this all in one shot here. Right then, so we can change it to a nice sort of brick, red bricks, a little bit more worn in there, some nice sort of more mortar kind of lime sort of plastered brick, and then some more bits of used and abused, like it's really old, it's been worn, it's maybe been painted over, and now we have some stonework, some more different stones in here. I'm going to go through them all, and then I'm going to pick which one I want. I feel like that's a good way because it just shows you what everything is. So some more stones, some more big kind of concrete bricks. They're probably not concrete, but you know, like the big sort of breeze blocks sort of things in there. And now we're going to our wood sections. So we have a bit more distressed in there. We have this is light blue, I do believe, in here, or this might be white actually. So we have it a little bit more and then we have some brick with it, some sort of stone, and then a bit more, and then yeah, so then we've got this one. I think looks more whitey, but just sort of going through all the different colours, and then we have our yellows obviously in all of those. Red looks gorgeous, not necessarily what I really want for here. Green, it's like a limey kind of green. Now blue, this one looks more blue than the other one in there, and then this one is like a dark kind of grey kind of colour. I'm gonna actually go for this one just here for the downstairs. The upstairs I'm gonna come back and change at a later date. Now this is flooring, so we don't have any floor. You can't see the floor, so this really doesn't matter to us. I'm just gonna pick that one because it's the one I used originally. Right, fabrics. Don't think we actually oh, we do have fabric. We have a fabric on, oh, hang on, there we go. We have fabric on this roof just here, so we can change it to white. We can have it stamped, multicoloured, nice stripies. In here we have, I'm just going to sort of quickly go through them all for you. I'm going to go for that nice sort of grey and white sort of stripey into there. Is that? Okay. And now these are for the wooden beams, so let's come back over here a little bit more. There we go. So we have a little bit more, lots of sort of different wood. Obviously these are for the wooden beams, so I would imagine they're all going to be gorgeous wood. We've got yellows, reds, greens, blues and greys, and then I think these ones are just a little bit more distressed in those same sorts of colours. I'm going to go for that one right there. Wooden panels. What are these? Oh, these are like windows. Okay. I was like, what are they? Windows. Right then. So we've got a white. I feel like we should probably go that way. A little bit more distressed, and there. Now yellow. You can sort of see if you have a look here on the door when I just show you the yellow, the different distressed looks, and I imagine they're going to be the same in just different coloured variants that we have seen before and things like that. Now I'm going to go, I think, for that one. I think it kind of matches into the wood a little bit more. Now this is the glass, so this changes all of the glass windows in here. You kind of have like nice ones. We have big sort of sash. I think they're actually, are they called bottled glass? It kind of has like the bottom of a glass on them. I think that's what they are in here. Or we have just a few sort of plain ones. I think I'm going to go for that one in there. Obviously these ones are just like coloured dots and stuff on them. Which one did I go for? That one. And then the roof materials, let's just raise this up. So we have that one, which I think is default. I don't know if that's, okay, it's this one. It's this one. But we have this one. We have a nice red, kind of a little bit more sort of orangey kind of reddy, very bright red. Into there, greens. Into there, the default, and then that one. I actually really like, I think that one. I think that looks gorgeous into there for what I really wanted. Now that is one. Now I'm going to create another preset, and we're going to paint this layer here and this top layer. This is not going to be stone, this is now going to be wood. So we're going to come back into here, and we are going to go for I think that one in there looks quite nice. The floor doesn't matter. That's not changed any of that, so that doesn't matter. The wooden beams, I can't remember which one we went for. Was it that one? Yeah, because I want the beams to match. I'm kind of matching these up here. Right. I think they have actually kind of copied over. Yeah, I think they have. Into there. The windows haven't. The windows are like into there. And then the roof was that one. Okay. So that basically is that now all done into here. We have the building. We've kind of got all of our props, all of those sorts of things coming through. Now I'm going to come back and put the dome on. And this is going to be fun because we need quite a big dome into here so that we can get all of our things. The tree does not fit. Okay, we might have to just move that tree a little bit further forward and maybe one of the deer into here. So that's just the plain. We then have a white, a dark, a blue, a brown, a green, a rose, or a Newton ring, a lizard eye, pearl, which I think is going to work perfectly for our Christmas snow globe into there. So that's that bit done. Terrain work we have done. This water we wanted a little bit more into there, and we said that was going to be the grey puddle into there. And then weather, we said we want snow and lots of coverage and lots of snow. So that's now going to add to this whole sort of snow globe feel into there. Right, I'm just going to pop back into buildings and move this tree. So we're going to place the tree there, and then we're going to move that deer, or the stag for the deer, sorry. We're going to just have you a little bit further out over there, just so it fits a little bit more. I may bring the baby and the mum forward because I would like to move that tree forward. See, if I place it there, it kind of cuts off viewing that. I may place it back to where it was originally into there. Okay, so now we have a really nice snow globe. It's not going to provide any snow over the water, but that's fine into there. Now I can come back out here and I'm just going to lower this down just a little bit more, and we should all be nicely covered into there. Right then, materials, lighting. So we have got blues in. We can obviously change all of these, and I will do. We're just going to go through the presets really quickly with you. So we have our outskirts, we have our forest, which I think is probably the one we're going to go for, just because it gives a really nice light gorge. Oh, you know what, that's gorgeous as well. White room, apartment, industrial, very bright, passage, subway, oh, very orange, beach, port, sunrise, oh, sunset, that actually is gorgeous, and moonlight, and night. Okay, now I was kind of all set on the forest, but now actually looking at sunrise, I think that actually looks gorgeous in there. Obviously these all change all of these, so saturation I can change, so I can make it kind of grayscale or very kind of bright in there. Just pop that there. This is a vintage, so we can get that right up, right down. To be fair, it doesn't really change too much in here. Exposure, very white, very dark. I'm gonna just go maybe a little bit darker than what they want. Interior loom, so we're just going to get all the lights on inside, which works really nicely. The grain, so that just kind of adds a nice little sort of fuzzy filter to it if you really wanted to. The contrast, so I can make it very kind of bright or kind of very, kind of foggy actually, doesn't it? Which may actually work a little bit more. Get that a little bit lower, and then the temperature we can make it nice and warm or quite cool, which I think we're going to go somewhere a little bit lower there. And then this one, the colour fringe of the edges. So, ooh, no, I don't like that. We'll have that at the bottom. Right then, I don't think changing these changed any of this. So obviously, this changes the background bottom colour. Let me just zoom out a little bit more. So we can kind of go have a nice dark. We can have orangey kind of colours. Now I think a nice dark one at the bottom. You can go for that sort of black, kind of grey kind of colour at the bottom there, and then this one does the top. So we can have that. I think I want that a little bit lighter into there. That kind of gives it a really nice purpley kind of look. That one doesn't actually look too bad into there, and we can also change the light angle, so we can make it kind of the light coming in from a different angle. We can have it directly above it, where they had it sort of down over here. I think I'm going to have it kind of somewhere up around about there. I think that is going to provide a really nice look into there. One thing I didn't actually go through was weather. So the fog, we can obviously have it really foggy. I'm going to raise that up a little bit, and then the wind strength. So just watch the trees here. That's blowing a hoolie, as we would say down here. The weather vane doesn't actually move. That's kind of a bit of an odd one, but I'm going to just have that down a little bit more, kind of there. I think that's what I really want. We've done lighting, so now camera options in here, so we can change it so that we have a 1-on-1, 4-5, or 5-4 even, vertical, and that, yeah. Or a really nice sort of panoramic shot in there. Obviously, depending on the different terrariums or diplomas you want, some of these work a little bit better. So there is actually a really narrow, thin one that I really was looking at doing, and I may come back and do that on another video, and maybe make just like plants and like terrain and stuff, and sort of take photos into there. But we also have some more sort of in there, so we can have our focus changing into there. Pop that back there. We also have our field of view, so we can come in very close or very far away into there, and also the depth field intensity into there. So I feel like we've shook up the snow globe enough into there. What I will do is come through and take some sort of screenshots and sort of some focus points on all of these, and then yeah, I will leave you right here. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial as well. And if you want to see more, whether it's different builds in this game, whether it's different games, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I am feeling now very festive with this little snow globe into here, and I hope to see you all again really, really soon. But make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you like this video as well. It would mean so very, very much to me, and it costs absolutely nothing. So until next time, bye everyone.